So like I said, second most popular, sometimes most popular, depending on the season. How do you go about getting more clients, client acquisition? We've talked about a little bit about the website. You mentioned a referral program, word of mouth.
Mhm.
You're kind of in the early building up of the online coaching service. I think a lot of people are where you're at, have some sort of an in-person presence, interested in online. I think everybody likes the idea, but getting somebody to move from in-person to online seems difficult.
Mhm.
Getting somebody from the internet, the greater universe, to find you and start working with you online seems really difficult. So I'm
Yeah.
curious what strategies you've got right now, what seems to be working, or, what definitely doesn't work those are probably just as valuable, if not more than what's working.
For just the online space?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Oof.
for in person too, if you want to talk about that a
Okay.
little bit as well.
Well, they're definitely so my obviously having a very solid website to go to is key for
Hmm.
in person. Making it simple to read. This is what I do. Here's how you get started, and then you're off to the races. As
Hmm.
far as the referral system for that, right now, basically, I have somebody. If they email me through my website, I have a canned message that sends back to them and says, I'm no longer accepting in-person clients. Complete this questionnaire, and I will refer you to someone. And
Mm.
if I get the ping for that, then I personally reach out, either a phone call or I send them an email, and then I connect them with a coach at our studio. If not, I've got a couple people on the outside of our studio that I trust that I'll send people to. So that's fantastic.
Do you have like a CRM, a customer relationship management system back behind the website, or is it all
Um,
just you managing your email?
no. There is one, and I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head that automatically pings someone if they email me through the website.
Okay.
But all it does is push to my email, and then I
Gotcha.
handle it from there. And then it
Okay.
sends them back something saying, it'll send them my canned message that I can adjust, which I haven't done in a long time. But I mean, I'm pretty hands on with it, and then that which probably happens maybe 3 to 5 times a month, which is pretty solid.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and then for in person, man, the longest time or sorry, for online, for the longest time, I thought, well, I've got a website. The
Mm.
website says I offer online coaching.
Hmm.
So this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And that's apparently, and I've been doing that for so long that it has zero effect. I told you
Yeah.
before we started recording that I've had one hit directly to that link. And by one hit, I mean like a direct contact
Hmm.
since I've had Eric Feigl personal training. I think I've had online coaching on there since maybe 2016, 2017. So,
Wow.
and then I've actually been working with Coach Anthony Diehl,
Hmm.
and I heard him on your guys' podcast first, on Barbell Logic podcast first.
Mm.
And I messaged him. We had a conversation. He said, "Look, if you're not on social media, that's where people are looking for online coaches, then you're just not going to succeed in it."
Mm.
And I literally told him literally how I felt about posting.
Yeah.
And I don't have like a mega presence. There's nothing special athletically about me or anything like that.
Right. Right.
So, and he was just like, "Yeah, the people that you want to to look for though, or excuse me, the people that want to look for you haven't heard from you. So whatever you have
Mm.
to say is valuable to them, even if it's been said a trillion times, which almost everything has now. Say
Hmm.
it to the people that you want to talk to, that you want to work with."
Yeah.
And when that clicks, when that clicked, I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. And so now I'm back on Instagram. Just recently, within the past maybe 60 days, got back on Facebook, which has been my biggest driver for engagement.
Mm.
And I have not signed up anybody. I'll be
Hmm.
honest about that. But
Yeah.
I'm in the infancy of it. Like I'm giving myself a long time, just being consistent, posting every day, multiple times a day, opening up my personal life within reason. People
Hmm.
want it's the relationship aspect. Yes,
Hmm.
after about 30 days, people get that I'm doing something in fitness. Okay, who is Eric Feigl? Like, what is he
Right.
into?
Right.
So you got to let down your guard a little bit and be open to those kind of things too. But that's where we are right now, and
Hmm.
it's a challenge every day. But and then you have to set the expectations and this kind of goes back to something we were talking about the coaching mindset. I don't have a roadmap of how often I'm going to post throughout the day. Sometimes it happens sporadically. Sometimes I pre-plan it, but um, knowing that I'm going to be at work, at the gym, coaching my in-person clients, sometimes I'll ask, hey, can I video this set? Other times I feel like I've already asked you enough. Like I'm gonna just,
Mm,
like leave you alone for a while.
mm,
And then knowing when to do all of your online work before you get home because you still have a family life. And my wife likes to
mm.
have me available, and she does have the understanding that what I'm trying to build. And so, within reason, she's like, okay, he's taking pictures of his food again. Just let him do that. Uh,
Yeah.
but then there's other times where it's like, oh, hey, all right, I'll put this down now. I'm gonna step away. Let's be active at my real life. So
Right. So you don't have a content schedule. You're not, uh, you don't have like a slot in your calendar. I remember I saw your calendar at one
um
point and you've got like
no,
every
I
30
still have
minute
that.
blocked out
Yeah. No, I
from
still
like
have
5 a.m. to 5 p.m. It is
yeah,
nonstop.
I still have that.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of a content calendar, like what I'm going to post for that day exactly.
Gotcha.
So the times that I won't give away, Monday through Friday, I have specific times that are built in a different color that says this is online coaching. I have 30
Gotcha.
minutes that I'm going to respond to all my online coaching work. I don't have that for social media. Social media it's
Mhm.
just more, it's happening on the go as it happens, and kind of in the background.
So you mentioned that you're seeing it's so interesting to me because I thought for a long time Facebook was like on its way out, but it just seems to
Man, me too.
keep going. And it's actually the one that I keep hearing has the
Yeah,
highest
it's
engagement.
wild. Wild. I think we're about the same age. I
Yeah.
graduated high school in 2001.
Uh,
And then, when did Facebook, like 2005, 2006, it kind of came to all of the universities.
yep.
And so I was whatever, junior, senior in that time frame.
Mm,
And then like our generation are putting their kids in photos on there still.
yeah.
So we were sharing like our young life, and now we're still sharing. Now we get to share our more adult life.
Yeah.
And man, it's been wild. I thought Instagram was like, oh, this is all I'm gonna need. But it's so, even when I think about Instagram, I'm just flicking, 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 flicking. If I don't like it right away, it's
Mm,
so much more condensed. But on Facebook, I know those people more.
interesting.
I think for me at least, I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen that guy in a while. What's he up to? And I'll do more clicking.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to see like even my stories are hitting people when I go back through and see who's looking.
Uh-huh.
It's mostly people my age, or even people like my dad's friends
Right.
that
Right.
know me,
Yeah.
that, oh,
Yeah.
oh man, that's Kenny Feigl's son. Let's see what he's up to. So
Yeah.
it's this weird range, but there's something more, I don't even want to say lifelike about it, but
Mm,
there's something there, a little bit more
mm,
organic, I guess.
interesting.
Yeah, so the activity is different.
So starting to get more engaged yeah, as you look forward into 2025, started to get more engaged with social media. Sorry, I didn't finish that
Mm-hmm.
thought. Looking forward to 2025, I know you said you've kind of got 1 week ahead at a time. How do you, what strategies besides just putting content out there, or
Yeah.
how do you intend to convert that engagement or the leads that
Mm-hmm.
you or the people that you're connecting with on social media into clients,
Paying
or
clients.
how to, and particularly online, or how do you have thoughts on, I know you said you don't think the in-person folks are interested, but like, is there any thought to
Man.
how you would convert those, or is that just kind of, that's not in the radar right
Oh
now?
man. I feel weird about the in-person thing because they're coming to me for a specific service, and
Yeah.
I don't sell them supplements. I don't sell them anything else. It's just
Yeah.
you're coming to me, a guy,
Yeah.
you're, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a coach saying, hey, if you, especially if you're offering packages, or even if you're not offering packages, if you're doing per appointment like I am, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to meddle with this a little bit more, especially with nutrition. And
Mm.
then I've got people who train kind of sporadically with me. I've got a guy who one day a week, or excuse me,
Yep.
once a week he'll come in, and the
Yep.
next week it'll be 2 days or maybe 3 days a week, and the next week it's one. And I'm thinking about just pitching him, hey man, you're already training with me.
Yep.
Since you're a current client, here's a 20% discount for online coaching. I can coach you for those days that you're outside of the gym because I know he's going to the gym anyway, because I made him a Google Docs workout. So I know he's doing that.
Yep.
I told him I'm not tracking it, but it's a one-time flat fee. Boom, here you go. He comes in, he'll tell me what he did, and then we kind of adapt our
Yeah.
training. So
Yeah. That seems like a
there,
great opportunity.
yeah, there's an opportunity there, opportunity for nutrition. I'm not saying don't do it. I right now feel more uncomfortable. I also felt uncomfortable posting online for the longest time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all of this stuff is starting to change a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to hone it into the client's needs, not what your wants are.
So your in-person clients don't even, unless they've gone to your website and doesn't sound
They
like
know.
they've clicked on it. They do know. So they
Right.
know it's something.
Oh yeah, they know.
uh,
Yeah, I talk
okay.
about it. I tell people about it.
Okay.
I've been with these people for so long,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm open about everything, and
Yeah.
they'll, hey, send me that link. I might know somebody, whether they're being
Right.
kind about it or not.
Right.
Just like,
Right.
hey, shut up about it, Eric.
Right.
But so there's that.
Yeah.
But then as far as the online portion, I've got my sign up link in all of my posts, which is fine, but I'm also sending out things that are actually going to help people, like like I have a meal prep. My wife and I do meal prep every week. That comes from like one of my biggest social media dumps on Sundays, just capturing what we make all day. And
Hmm.
when I ask people who reach out to me and say, "Hey man, I keep doing what you're doing online. I'm following you. You've actually helped me improve this part of my life. This is awesome." Most of time, every time when I ask them, "Great, what are the roadblocks that you find are in front of you when it comes to your health and fitness?" Most people will talk about nutrition.
Mm.
And so giving people free content with nutrition, and then getting their information, and then just reaching out back out later and saying, hey, how are you doing on this nutrition journey, or be more
Hmm.
specific with it. Did you prep 3 meals last week?
Mm.
So those kind of things. I'm starting to dabble more in that. Same thing with with exercise, with actual training. It's a little bit different. I've told people I'm going to give you, I'm really interested in the people who have no idea how to get started. They're at
Hmm.
home, they want to get healthy, they've got kids, they've got a career, they have a spouse, they
Yeah.
know it's important. I have no idea, because what they see online are these hour-long workouts or group
Right.
classes or whatever. So they have to go somewhere, I have to spend an hour. No, you don't. You can split it up during the day. I don't have any equipment. How many jumping squats can I do? Or how many bodyweight squats can I do all day? Well,
Right.
I will send you an exercise program, and I will send you resistance bands for free to help you get started. And the engagement on that has been like surprisingly low.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I know, but
Interesting.
but it's just like a hammer. Yeah, more people need to see it. More people need to hear it.
Right. Right.
So it's something that I'm trying to tweak. So and I joined a mentorship program, which some of you are going to bring on Anthony Diehl, Coach Anthony
Yep.
Diehl. I joined his mentorship program, so I'm obviously diving into it with a group of coaches who are kind of doing the same thing. Some work with
Yeah.
Anthony, some are doing their own thing like me, and I'm learning a ton from all of them, watching them. It's great to be a part of a community too. So, and then obviously being a part of Turnkey, which has been great, because you're in there seeing people use that product and how they're growing
Hmm.
their businesses, which is super helpful. Shameless plug.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Perfect timing too at the top of the hour here. Eric, thank you so much for your time once again
Thank
and
you.
for sharing your story. I think it's going to relate. I think a lot of people are going to relate to where you're at. Some common. I hear so many different stories, and a lot of people are in a very similar spot. Um, but I think the world needs more coaches like you.
Oh, thank you.
I think fitness is only becoming more important as time passes and our lives seem to get more and more sedentary. And obviously,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, there's endless coverage about the obesity epidemic. But for some reason, connecting with people out in the world and getting them to make that leap, like you said, even when you've put it
Yeah.
right in front of them on a platter,
Yep.
It's a interesting, there's an interesting amount of friction there. But I think as we get better as coaches at communicating and connecting with, like you said, the people that are out there that hearing your story and hearing your perspective, even if it's been said a trillion times, I think that's a tough hurdle for coaches
Yeah.
to get over because we all are following experts and the people that we look up to. And we've heard all those things said by people that sometimes feels like said better than we could ever say it. But I do think it's true that each one of us has a group of people out there that, whether it's in your local community or what, sometimes even your, like you said, your Facebook or your social media following, that you're going to connect with that person better
That's
than
it.
anybody else.
That's
And
it. Know who you're talking to. And that's what I'm
yeah,
learning now. You got to
yep,
know who you're talking to. You can talk to everybody about fitness. The whole world needs to hear about fitness.
yep,
But there's somebody sitting at home looking at your content and you need to
that's
talk
right.
to that person. And that's, you know, I mean,
Yep,
Anthony's going to, I'm not going to do it any
yeah,
justice. Anthony will tell you all about that. But you're right. That's exactly what it is. Connection.
awesome. Well, thank you again, sir, and best of luck
Thank
to you.
you.
Looking forward to hear how it goes. I'm sure we'll do like a follow-up series. Probably it'd be
Sure.
cool to do like a year from now, like a follow-up series where
Yep.
you can kind of see if there were any lessons learned or what pivots you made throughout the process. So
That'd be great. I'm in for it. Thanks, Andrew. I
awesome.
appreciate it.